When me and my viewers were done reacting to the first WUWA anniversary, we just determined that this is freaking bad, dude. And before people just go off and say that this is an overreaction, it is not an overreaction, dude. Because think about it. First WUWA anniversary. The word first means you have to go big or go home, because sometimes first impressions is everything. And when you look at what's been going on, the struggles, the triumphs that Kuro Games has been through, I found it very important that their first anniversary is something good enough to satisfy people. And it just turned out totally underwhelming. It's almost as if WUWA got a big head after their success with 2.0 and all of the accolades that they have received. Because they did receive a lot of accolades and a lot of people acknowledge that. But I mean, dude, you cannot let success go to your head. Because honestly, this anniversary felt stingy, if you ask me. I mean, this is your first one. You really have to go big here. I understand that some people felt like this was more of a PR stunt because of the fact that Kuro Games prides themselves in listening to the community and making adjustments when people share concerns, which is an amazing quality. But at the same time, it's like, why shoot yourself in the foot on purpose? Why not get it right the first time? So that sounds a bit odd to me. And if you was to compare this to, when you compare Wuthering Waves to Punishing Gray Raven, and this is from people that plays Punishing Gray Raven consistently enough to share these things with me, they told me that Kuro Games was very generous and still is very generous when it comes to Punishing Gray Raven. So with that said, your first anniversary is this? That's pretty concerning if you ask me. Many people were expecting a 5-star selector. And to be honest, I would have expected to see a 5-star selector for the 1.0 5 stars that has been released, like Jian, Jinsi, Jeje, Yinlin, Changli, and maybe even Zhang Liao. I feel like that would be reasonable enough. I mean, if you think that they're just gonna give away Zani and Sai Kona, you're freaking out of your mind. That's just not going to happen. So give your player base something. And I felt like that would have been more than enough to help seal the deal. But instead, we get a selector for a select group of 5 stars, which are good 5 stars. However, these are 5 stars that you will only get if you lose the 50-50. The characters are great, don't get me wrong. But that doesn't mean that you will get them, because you have to lose the 50-50. Not only that, you still have to get enough pulls to actually lose. See the thing there? You have to lose, right? And imagine if you go in on the Zani and Saikona banner and you wind up winning out. It would be funny like that, right? You lose a 50-50 after 50-50, and then when it comes to Zani and the Saikona banner, you just wind up winning. So it's like the whole anniversary banner idea is completely pointless, unless you're just the whale and you're just gonna go ham and then wind up getting everything that you want. Okay, there you go, but not everyone's a fudging whale, you know what I mean? Or even a dolphin for that matter. When you look at how everything panned out, when you look at the Shorekeeper banner, it definitely makes you feel like the Shorekeeper banner was actually bait. Don't get me wrong, Shorekeeper's a great character, but to use her as bait like this, to literally bait out people's pools before the anniversary, is absolutely crazy. Because that's what I feel like is going on here. Take the most sought after unit, put them before the anniversary banners, and make it where, oh, they're going to have to shell out a hell of a lot more money because they used all their pulls to get Shorekeeper. Yeah, that's shady if you ask me. They shouldn't have done Shorekeeper like that. Shorekeeper deserved better, and especially because of the fact that they shortened the amount of days to get Shorekeeper, like 10 fudging days. Dude, come on. You cannot tell me that shit wasn't bait. I would have thought Kuro Games would have had a bit more insight in terms of what people were expecting, especially since they did what Genshin fans spent years asking for. A good example of this was like the presets, right? And the fact that I'm sure they knew, come on, they had to know or paid attention, because look, HSR actually gave their community something, and HSR, they're greedy as fuck. Hey yo, you've been watching this for quite some time, so I'm assuming that you're enjoying this spit, so you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscription button, hit that notification bell for more WUWA streams and videos, because I do that spit. Whether I see you in the next video or the live stream, I can't wait to see you. Enjoy the rest of the video, my boys, my bros and bras. Especially now, comparisons are going to happen, and HSR, they actually had a 5-star selector, which was crazy. I mean, you could either get Luocha or Ron May, and those are two pretty decent 5-star units. And on top of that, if people wanted to hang on to that coin that they would use for that selector, they could literally wait until a 5-star appears on this special shop to actually get a 5-star character for free. So let's say you wanted to save that for, let's say, Langsha, right? Because Langsha's banner was a long time ago, and you didn't, let's say you didn't get her, and you wait and wait and wait, and then she finally drops in this shop, and then you can use that coin to actually get her for fudging free. So I mean, this is probably one of the few W's, well actually this is one of the W's that Honkai Star Rail of all games actually got over WUWA. WUWA let Honkai Star Rail beat them in that regard, because Honkai Star Rail has been proven to be like extremely greedy with their spit, and especially with Honkai Star Rail's anniversary, where it has been shown how greedy that their anniversary is, but yet they gave everyone a 5-star selector, and WUWA didn't. And people are going to compare. That is one thing that's always going to happen when it comes to gacha games that are out there. They are going to be compared, especially when it comes to how they're treating their base when it comes to anniversaries. And the leaker YouTube channels helped make this situation even worse, because quite a few people literally believe those channels in regards to Zani and Saikona being free. There's no way in hell Kuro Games is going to do that. No way. Especially since Zani quickly became the talk of the town, because that Zani banner is going to go hard. I'm not even kidding. It's just going to happen. Viewers in my chat also mentioned how the amount of rewards didn't add up to a decent amount of pulls. Around like what, 23 pulls or some shit like that. Sounds more like an amount that you would even get for an update patch, you know. And some of that you don't even get until after the Zani banner, so that's pretty much ass. Then there's the swimsuit skins that they advertised towards the end. Carlotta and Chang-Li swimsuit skins. You get a discount voucher, meaning they're not free. They just get discounted and you still have to pay for them. I thought this was supposed to be an anniversary, and to make matters worse, I mean, like, think about it. People that don't got Chang-Li and Carlotta, that shit ain't gonna matter to them. It really isn't. It ain't gonna mean shit. I mean, why didn't they just do some shit like, okay, 2 4-star characters get a swimsuit that you absolutely know that everyone has. Then you have the two skins, you know, the Carlotta and Chang-Li skin, and make them fucking free, dude. I thought this was an anniversary. You know what I mean? Spits wild to me. And apparently the WUWA Discord already blew up with people telling Kuro what needs to be done in order to make this something. But dude, I'm just shocked that Kuro Games failed to think this through. Of course Kuro Games is going to do what they can to fix the mistake that they made, because they have to live up to their reputation that they pride themselves in, which is to listen to their player base. But to be honest, I thought Kuro had a bit more foresight on what needs to be done to make their first anniversary a good one. But like I said before, you know, they must have just got a big head due to the amount of growth that they received over the past few months. And I don't think the community is going to forget what happened here. Even if Kuro Games corrects their mistakes, this was extremely mid. This was even worse than mid. This was crap. And when me personally, and I'm sure there's a fair amount of other people that's going to agree with me with this, is we're not going to forget this. We're going to be on Kuro Games' ass, because the last thing we need is for Kuro to continue to grow and get even more big-headed and wind up being another freaking Hoyo. You know, Hoyo-verse dev team. We don't need that. We definitely don't need that spit.